Hi everyone, happy Friday. I hope everyone is having an amazing week. I hope you're ready for the weekend like I am. And I've got part two from the video we did yesterday. And this is a video starting whenever Chris gets to North Carolina. That's where we ended up at yesterday. And it's very sad. It's a very sad video. It shows what Shanann was going through. And a lot of you know a lot of it, but it just really puts it in perspective. And if you guys want to keep doing these, we can. We can do the next part, part three. Let me know down below. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much. Thank you for all the love and support. You guys already know I appreciate it more than you could ever know. And if you're not subscribed, just stick around, take a chance, and consider to do so. And please leave a like for the video so it can get pushed out to more viewers. If you don't leave likes, then YouTube doesn't think it's a good video. So, all right, guys, let's get into it.
Look at CC, go in the water.
Started at a couple minutes in because there's just a lot of footage of the beach.
CC, come here.
It's just so sad to watch. It's the first time they went to the beach. Chris is acting kind of standoffish, not as close to his kids as he should be. It just shows how much they love their grandparents and how much fun they're having,
Get it, CC.
knowing this will be the very last time they go to the beach.
It's their first time, Catherine. They've never seen the ocean. It's a little salty, CC.
It's not like the other water, huh?
That's hilarious.
It almost seems like Chris doesn't even want to be there.
We're gonna go and play with them a little bit. CC's starting to get brave. As you can see, she's splashing in the water.
These pictures were also taken. Shanann continued her messaging with Christina. Shanann said, "Girl, I'm out of network." Christina replied, "Oh. Shanann said, "I know I threw up this whole week's food. Today was first day at beach and we took kids down, but I video and then went back."
We all know why she's sick, why she can't hold food down, thanks to Christopher.
Christina replied, "Wait, you can't go the ER." Shanann said, "Lots of water and Gatorade." "Yes, but real expensive." Christina replied, "Damn. Okay. Take care of you."
Almost wish that she would have gone to the emergency room because maybe they would have found that in her system. Maybe she would have figured something out. They would have had to have done a toxicology on her. She's pregnant, so I just wish she would have gone.
Shanann said, "I've never felt as bad as I did last night this AM." Christina replied, "I'm worried about you. When you return home."
Notice how her best friend is saying, "I'm worried about you for when you return home." That says it all right there.
"By the way, I sent a poster for my call to the team Extreme but haven't gotten it approved." Shanann said, "Done. I've been MIA on Facebook today." Christina replied, "It's funny, my call was going to be similar to yours, now not sure where to go with it, lol." Shanann said, "LOL." Christina replied, "By the way, Janicelle's cousin didn't seem to want to work with her and she wants my help. She even opened an account herself under me and order today." I guess they don't talk much for what she said, and now Janicelle is promoting pure romance. Between 11:38 a.m. and 1:41 p.m., a video and photographs were taken of the children playing on trampolines at the Pavilion Park. At 11:40 a.m., Shanann texted Christina Meacham, "Text Steph please." Christina replied, "I have told her already," and she went and posted on group. Thought maybe answering there will end that. She then messages me again privately. She doesn't listen. And she spends a lot of products already given it to people that she haven't put on it phone. I'm trying with her, but she is trying and putting herself out here, and that's why I take the time lol. At 2:38 p.m., Kessinger called Taylor, a friend. Call registered in Platteville. Probably at work. 3:54 p.m., Kessinger called Jim and held a 39-minute conversation. Still in Platteville. At 4:21 p.m., Shanann continued her texts to Christina Meacham. She said, "I think Chris is hungry." Christina replied, "Why?" Shanann said, "He's been so closed off and only focus on his food. Kissed me once since he's been here. That was at airport I kissed him. No grabbing my ass, hug or anything. I want to cry." Christina replied, "Or tell him how you feel." Shanann said, "I did. He said nothing's wrong." Christina replied, "Maybe is burn." Shanann said, 5 weeks away from me and not touching me. Doesn't make me feel good. He got me pregnant. I just want to cry." Christina replied, "I'm totally shut down sexually. The past few months I'm non-sexual at all. Now maybe I'm starting to think is that maybe if he is experiencing the same thing. Nothing is wrong with us, we actually doing better than ever. Oh mama, he loves you a lot." Shanann said, "This isn't cool." Christina replied, "No, I feel bad for DJ, but I don't know what's wrong with me now. I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it. Wonder if anyone is experiencing the same thing. Could you leave the kids with family and maybe stay alone a night together before you guys head out again?" Shanann said, "No, but we are sleeping alone and nothing.
We do know that he told Nichol that he didn't sleep with her at all when he was in North Carolina.
Like fuck. I think he's hangry." Shanann makes this sound like she and Chris were sleeping together in the same bed, but Chris said he didn't sleep in the same bed as her at all on the
Right.
North Carolina trip. Christina replied, "By the way, DJ is non-sexual too. But he is eating when he is hungry." Shanann said, "Haha, I don't like it at all. He wanted this baby. That means I gain weight. I'm not feeling wanted."
Poor Shanann, she's thinking the reason he is being standoffish is because she is pregnant, has gained some weight. That is so sad. She does not have a clue what he has got going on with his evil, evil mistress.
Christina replied, "Yeah, he definitely needs to make an effort and take care of you. Especially now." Kessinger's last call to Jim ended at 4:33 p.m., but again 2 minutes after this at 4:35 p.m., Jim called Kessinger back and held a further 3-minute conversation. She is now in North Glen, probably at home. 5:41 p.m., Chris transferred this image into his secret calculator application. 5:44 p.m., Kessinger called Jim again and held a further 9-minute conversation. 7:52 p.m., Kessinger yet again called Jim and held a further 6-minute conversation.
It almost seems like she's dating Jim. I mean, she calls him more or the same amount as she calls Chris, whether he's in North Carolina or Colorado. So it almost seems like if they were planning something and he was involved, that it was a lot of planning going on. And she was planning it even while he was in North Carolina, is the way I'm taking this.
7:56 p.m., Christina Meacham texts Shanann again saying, "Addie haven't responded to my text normal, she says she got it. May need backup. Call start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time host, oh never mind she just answered you off." Shanann said, "I just can't. Kids in bed. I took a night shower, means I want sex and he knows it, he's over here doing ducking push-up challenge instead of discussing anything or fucking me. I'm over here crying in silence." Christina replied, "They'll stop him and tell him, Don't cry in silence, that's not good for your baby. Shanann said, no, if his first thing he wants to do is work out then touch me, I'm done. I'm listening to your call. Christina replied, I love you. Shanann said, love you. Christina replied, Mama, you are going through a lot right now. Shanann said, I can't do this. Not 3 alone. Why is he like this? He's never been like this. 5.5 ducking weeks, no sex. Unless he was getting it somewhere else.
Well, she's right on the money there. It's just so sad to hear how desperate she was. Shanann was freaking out over her marriage, just wanting to fix it, not knowing or having a clue what's going on.
Christina replied, he is not, girl, don't thunk like that. Shanann said, why else isn't he ducking me? Christina replied, did you ask him? Shanann said, should I have to? Are you fucking kidding me? Christina replied, yes, because it's important to you. DJ had to ask me. Shanann said, before I left, he said be ready when I get there, you won't be able to walk. Christina replied, do you think it's because where you guys are at?
You guys think Chris really said that before he left for North Carolina from Colorado? That seems very strange. Maybe he did. I don't know.
Shanann said, we are alone in a beach house. Shanann's dad must have left at this point. Christina replied, oh. You really need to have a heart-to-heart convo. Shanann said, I did earlier. Christina replied, about why he won't having sex with you. Shanann said, I was trying to wait till kids went to bed to talk to him. And he was being impatient with kids for no reason, and I flipped. I said, you know, since you've been here you haven't touched me. I kissed you at airport and that's it since then. The kids are not coming to you because you have been on edge since you got here. You're normally goofy and playful. We've been separated for 5 weeks and I just want to hold you. I told him I'm happy for his new lifestyle, but when he pays more attention to labels since he's been here than us, I have a problem with it. Christina replied, yeah, no. That's not okay. DJ and I may not be as sexually active, but we still lovey-dovey with each other. And what you mean labels? Shanann said, lunch meat labels and everything I bought. Christina replied, what the fuck, like not as healthy as he been eating? He needs to chill out. He is on vacation with his family. Shanann said, I'm gonna try to sleep, I'm freezing and cramping. Christina replied, I'm sorry. You are in my thoughts. Things will be okay, he loves you very much. Shanann said, love you. Thanks for listening to me. Christina replied, always here for you. Shanann said, ditto. 7:58 p.m., Jim again called Kessinger and held a 2-minute conversation. 9:17 p.m., Chris called Kessinger and held an 82-minute conversation. Their only call on this day. He is obviously not with Shanann now. As soon as this call ended, Chris transferred images of Kessinger into his secret calculator application. Mark Jameson, Chris's friend, texted Chris around this date and said he was here if he needed him, and Chris said he would reach out to him but he never did. Kessinger's conversation while Chris was in North Carolina. Kessinger said, Chris tells me that he had a conversation with his buddy Mark who lives in San Diego. He said that Mark informed him that many years ago he believes Shanann was responsible for a large amount of money that was embezzled from a company that Shanann and Mark both worked for at the same time, but that the company was never able to prove who did it. This company she refers to as Dirty South Custom Sound and Wheels. Shanann did work for them, but I don't believe Mark ever did. Friday, August 3, 2018.
Sounds like Chris is just trying to make people think bad about Shanann. I do not believe that for 1 second.
Shanann's mom Sandy joins them at the beach today, for a day and a half. 6:39 a.m., Shanann texted Christina Meacham saying, I don't think it's burn. We had tons of sex before I left. I didn't sleep much last night. At 7:19 a.m., Shanann texted Addie Moloney, how's everything going? Addie replied, okay. How about you? Shanann replied, could be better. Chris is bothered by his family's shit that I'm paying for it. I need a stiff drink. 7:50 a.m., Kessinger called Bill at ultrasonic guided wave and held a 3-minute conversation. Call registers in Platteville, she's at work. 8:45 a.m., Christina replied to the text from Shanann, morning mama. You know, I was thinking every time DJ has been gone, when he comes back it takes him a little bit to adjust to family. Could it be that? Shanann said, he said today when I confronted him it's his dad. A few hours later at 12:02 p.m., Christina replied, what about his dad? He sick? Shanann said, he looks up to his dad is his hero, and he doesn't understand why his dad deleted the whole family and is being like this. He's pissed at his mom, but he doesn't get why his dad is siding with his mom, when she admitted to what she said. Which puts CC at risk. This is no excuse to shut me and the kids out. You talk to me, your wife, especially after I expressed how I felt yesterday. Christina replied, that is true. It is no excuse. I'm glad he at least opened up. Shanann said, I begged him to talk to me or I can't live like this. Christina replied, I hope things get better soon. Shanann said, me too, I can't feel like this. Christina replied, no, and you shouldn't, especially with a baby. Shanann said, I need to feel wanted and all that goes with it. Or I am better off alone. Christina replied, don't give up too quickly, all relationships goes with ups and down. Shanann said, yes, but I'm pregnant, fat and hormonal. Christina replied, yes, that's why you should make decisions like that. Give it time. You are strong. He loves you and the girls. He is going through things too.
That is just so sad to hear Shanann think she's fat and all that. She was so beautiful, even when pregnant. I mean, she was only 15 weeks. She was beautiful the whole time. She was being so hard on herself, and she had to go through all of this the last week and a half before her life was ended. And that's just tragic. It's so sad to me. I just can't get over it.
OMG, Mabel. Really, what's her name? Sam. I guess she never saved the numbers. Shanann said, help Mabel save the leader's numbers. And tell her if someone says 3, she has to call at 3. Christina replied, I have a couple of times. Shanann said, send her the customer number and have her friend listen to it, please. Christina replied, I did. 2:49 p.m., Kessinger called her mom and held a 32-minute conversation. 5 p.m., Shanann texted Christina Meacham again saying, need your honesty. You know everything that happened with Chris's mom. Right? She went behind my back and let Bella have or do when I said no, taught her to keep secrets from me, risked Celeste's life, didn't come to her birthday or wish her a happy birth on phone or text. Blocked and deleted us all on Facebook, etc. Chris makes one phone call to his dad today in over 4 weeks and he wants them to see the kids tomorrow. I told him over my dead body. They don't get to disrespect me and him and his kids and get rewarded. It took me over a week to get Bella to change her attitude with me. Cindy had her disrespecting me. His dad said, yes, I want to see the kids. Even though he blocked us, hasn't shared any memories of our kids on Facebook, hasn't attempted to make contact or anything. Am I wrong? I feel I shouldn't reward them for their horrible behavior and putting both my kids at risk for their life.
What do you guys think? Do you think Shanann was being too hard here? Or do you think she was right and she shouldn't have rewarded them after what they did? Because I have a feeling the whole nut incident was a lot different than we've heard. I think probably his mom got a lot nastier. I've heard that she put out a bowl of peanuts or something right after they argued about the whole ice cream thing on purpose. I'm not sure if that's true or not. If you guys heard the same thing, I don't know. But that would be just really nasty. And then I could see where Shanann's coming from, and I think I'd feel the same way.
Christina replied, I know this is very difficult. Chris is also the dad and it's his family. I would feel the same as you, but I also know I would need to talk to DJ and listen to his wants and needs. At the end of the day you are all family, and you need to make the best decision for you and your family. What we teach our children in situation like this, they grow up to handle things the same way. They probably won't see them again in a very long time. Maybe his father is just trying to stay on the grace of wife and it's doing what she asks but doesn't always mean that's what he desires. It's a hard situation. Shanann said, I just don't feel I should reward them for their horrible actions. It's not fair to my kids. I feel they need to earn my kids' trust back. Christina replied, I hear you and see your point. Shanann said, I don't want my kids to wonder why they are in our life 1 minute out the next. And his mom obviously has no respect for Celeste's life. Christina replied, they need to earn your trust back. Is it just his dad wanting to see them or mom too? Shanann said, no, both. It's not cool. They didn't show up for her birthday or the last 4 weeks we've been here, and I refuse to let my kids be alone with them. He's a grown man and can stick up to his wife. These are their grandkids. They already show favoritism. They both have tattoos for other grandkids but not Chris's. Pictures all over house of other kids but not ours. Christina replied, true. What is Chris saying? Shanann said, they can't respect my kids, they don't deserve to see them. Chris is so submissive and gives in so easy. It's like he brushed this off. What if Celeste died? 30 minutes to nearest hospital, without traffic, epi not 100%, what would she say then? I'm sorry. That's my ducking kid. My kid. He's not saying anything. Putting it on me. Christina replied, then if he is putting it on you, then you make the decision and say no. Shanann said, he's like, well, me dad still wants to see the kids. Even though he blocked us on Facebook and stopped sharing kids' memories. Oh, I did, but wanted to make sure I'm not being oversensitive. Bella's old enough to understand when people are in 1 minute and out the next. Christina replied, they really don't deserve it. Shanann said, I refused their packages at the house. I had Nikki write return to sender. I don't want gifts. I want them to love and protect my kids, like I do. I want Chris to stick up for his damn kids. Instead of just bending over and taking it. So this tells me that Nichol Atkinson had access to the Watts house while Shanann and Chris were away. Was she looking after Dita for the week? Is this why Chris rang her on July 23rd, to sort out her having access to the house? Christina replied, the only way I would consider it would be that it was super important, and he was pushing hard. Shanann said, he's so worried about not talking to them he's going to lose us. Christina replied, he needs to grow some then, I'm sorry that's not my place to say but come on. Shanann said, his dad is just as guilty. He's his own person. He hit the block button, not me. Girl, I know. I agree. Thought he would when it comes to his kids. My pyramid consists of my husband, my kids, then my parents. My kids come before my parents. I have to protect them from the world. I shouldn't have to protect them from family.
That's
Christina replied, that's the way it should be. It's so sad that it has come to this and to put you in this stress in your condition. Shanann said, I feel if they wanted to see them, they could have made effort the last 4 weeks. Christina replied, they seem never to be their priority. This time no excuses, you are in their area. Shanann said, exactly. Another night in silence. Sandra Rusek said, I came a day and a half, the girls, and I had a blast. Chris was very quiet, doing his own thing and ignoring Shanann. I said to my daughter, is everything okay? She said, Chris is Chris. So we were at the beach and we went to dinner and Chris drove Shanann and the girls. There was no room so I drove behind them. I was doing 83 miles an hour to catch up with them and texting Shanann, why is he driving like that? Tell him to slow down, I am not in a race to go to dinner.
Probably because he's sitting there texting Nicole.
At dinner Chris left the table quite a few times, very
To text
silent,
Nicole.
he was ignoring his kids and wife. Cece was being funny and he walked away again. 5:20 p.m., Kessinger called Jim and held a 11-minute conversation. Call registers in Thornton. This call ended at 5:31 p.m., but yet again at 5:32 p.m., Jim called Kessinger back and held a further 21-minute conversation. Kessinger still in Thornton. And again 4 minutes after this call ends, Jim at 5:57 p.m. called Kessinger again and held a further 7-minute conversation. Still in Thornton. 7:50 p.m., Christina Meacham texts Shanann saying, "I'm sorry mama, that's not good, this is definitely affecting him bad. He needs to speak up. What does he wants?" Shanann said, "I don't know. I just asked him if this is going to be our life. I can't and won't take this. He hasn't responded." Christina replied, "That's hard." Shanann said, "I don't want to have this baby." Christina replied, "What?"
Yes, that's huge. She so badly wanted this baby. They both did at one point. And then she knows she's going to have a son. That's horrible that she had to feel that way.
Shanann said, "I can't do this alone with 3 kids. I'm not happy." Christina replied, "This baby was made with love and what's happening, it's temporary. You guys love each other, you guys will be able to overcome this." Shanann said, "I asked again because he ignored me, and he said no. I can't do this."
It just makes me more. I just wish they would have just stayed in North Carolina with the family where they were loved and she had support. I wish she never would have went back with Chris.
Christina replied, "Yes, you are strong. And together you guys will figure things out." Shanann said, "He hasn't talked to me, only responded to my questions today. I will not back down from protecting my girls." Christina replied, "I know you won't. But take time. This is new. He loves you, I know he does. Things are just bad right now." Shanann said, "He claims there's nothing wrong with us and this has nothing to do with us. But he's never ever shut me out like this. Ever. I'm sleeping on couch." Christina replied, "Oh mama, maybe in his mind it's something he is dealing with." 9:07 p.m., Chris called Kessinger and held a 14-minute conversation. Her phone registers in Denver. Straight after this call at 9:23 p.m., Chris transferred more images of Kessinger into his secret calculator application.
Just to note, we still have never seen Nicole's phone in Frederick. Not once since we have been looking at all these messages and calls and where they're coming from.
Cassie Rosenberg texts and asks Shanann if she got all of her messages. Shanann responds that she did and that it has been a rough day. Cassie asks why it was rough. They then discuss, possibly, a home, and Cassie says they do not want to be in their home for any longer than a month, as they do not want to put them out. Shanann says they would not put them out and that she cannot explain on text and it is not a good time. Saturday, August 4, 2018. 12:45 a.m. For over 2 hours Kessinger searched Google for wedding dresses. 3:36 a.m. In a lengthy message Shanann told Chris, "Truth came out last night. I didn't create no dagger between you and your dad. That was done by your mom and your dad, and I won't change a thing. My daughter's life is way more important, and you better believe I wanted to say a whole lot more than I did, but I was being the bigger person and protecting Bella. I didn't tell your dad not to come to party. I didn't tell him not to text, or call your daughter, on her birthday. I didn't tell him to start acting like he only has 2 grandkids instead of 4. I didn't block your family on Facebook. He did. Myself and your kids have nothing to say to them. They do. They owe your kids their life. Your parents' home isn't a safe zone. Your mom isn't safe. You can let them tell you what you want, but I didn't tell anyone to stop loving your kids or stop acting like it. He did that, not me. You can believe I created this dagger, but I didn't do that. I stood up for our kids, I advocated and protected our children. I don't ever want to hear I'm sorry I killed your kid because I was stupid. That would kill me. These kids are my world and I have to protect them from the evil of the world. I shouldn't have to protect them from evil family. Our kids deserve the same love and attention the other kids get. Nothing less. I'm not accepting I'm sorry from your mom, because she doesn't mean it and she knew what she was doing. I made it very clear not to eat it around Celeste, because she doesn't understand, way before that happened. She's evil and willing to risk your
So you guys
daughter's
can see
life
the
just to get under my
text.
skin. You and your dad are no different if you are okay with her behavior. There's nothing wrong with me and I'm not crazy. I just love my kids way
Sorry.
too much. From the day I left you never said I missed you before I said it. Something changed when I left. You may be happier alone and that's fine. You can be alone. This pregnancy, you have failed to acknowledge it, or to acknowledge how I'm feeling. The first trimester is the scariest and most dangerous, yet we can lose this baby at any point till delivery. I'm not going to be treated this way for having the balls to protect our family and kids. I should get a gold fucking medal for handling it the way I did, because I had a lot of choice words I wanted to say to her and your dad for his stupidity. No one stands up to your mom and your dad for that. He's just as guilty by not doing anything. I have nothing to do with him stop sharing memories of his grandkids. What does that have to do with me? They are fucking with our kids' feelings and that I'm not okay with. I am their mother, and I will protect them. I have enough to worry about with the world out there, I'm not going to worry about family. I will just remove it.
I think this is when they were sitting on two different couches. I've seen the pictures from it, and they were just texting each other. They weren't even speaking at this point, just texting each other back and forth. It's the only reason they were even having so much of a conversation.
3:42 a.m., Shanann text Christina Meacham saying, "It got ugly last night. Truth came out. You up?" 5:13 a.m., Shanann also said to Chris, "I also don't control what you do. If you want to go hang out with your parents today, by all means do so, but without us. Don't put it on me why you can't go. You are your own person." 5:48 a.m., Addie Maloney texts Shanann saying, "Why are you paying for it?" Shanann replied, "Long story to text." 5:48 a.m., Shanann posted saying, "The older she gets the more scared I am to let her out into the real world. The world of evil, the world of hate, the world of bullying." I was reading a post the other day where a kid was being bullied at school because of his nut allergies, and a kid put a peanut in his drink as a joke. He could have died. The world is a scary place. I will do everything in my power to teach her right and to protect her, advocate, stand up for her and defend her. I pray every day that she never feels any less than the rest of the world. I pray that she's protected when I'm not around to protect her. Nothing or no one will stop me. #allergy kid, #tree nuts, #kiwi, #stop bullying. #stop hate, #protect our kids, #EOE kid, #asthma kid.
Sounds like any protective mother to me. I mean, it really does. Sounds rational. Maybe it got a little bit crazy at his parents, but she's right to want to protect her children. The world is evil, and there's a lot of bad things out there. I go through the same thing about my girls, and it's hard having girls, too.
6:58 a.m., Shanann text Christina again saying, "What I texted him this a.m., I couldn't sleep." Shanann sent the text message she had sent earlier to Chris. 7:26 a.m., Chris replied to Shanann saying, "These kids mean the world to me and always will. Yes, my mom truly screwed up in a huge way, more than a huge way. I don't know what I would have done if something happened to CC. These kiddos are the light of my life and seeing their sweet, incredible smiles and playfulness makes me smile every day. I'm sorry for the way I've been acting, it's just been in my head, and I haven't been right at all." 7:31 a.m., Shanann replied, "Yes, that I created this dagger between you and your dad and that wasn't me. That was them. I protected our daughter from their stupidity. They created that and you belong with them thinking otherwise. I didn't tell your dad to remove himself from the kid's life. I did and do not deserve to be treated the way you have. I defended our daughter. Chris is agreeing with Shanann that his mum screwed up. I don't know if he meant this or if he is just agreeing to keep the peace with Shanann.
Probably.
7:34 a.m., Kessinger called her dad and held a 26-minute conversation. 7:48 a.m., Chris replied to Shanann saying, "Yes, you protected our daughter and I'll thank you for that a million times a million. I don't think they are innocent in any of this. They do want to be in the kid's life and I'm not sure they even know how to right now. They should have swallowed whatever they needed to and came to Cece's birthday party, and called her and shouldn't have blocked all social media contact with them. I don't care what they do with us, just as long as they love and respect the kids. I'm not used to not having a relationship with my dad. I should have just called him before it got to this point where it got in my head. I didn't and that's my fault." 8:03 a.m., Shanann replied. "Why should you beg them to be in their life? They pick up phone and apologize for starters. They show up to her birthday, especially since we were an hour away. They did this, they make the effort. You blame me for this so-called dagger between you and him. Fuck that. You are just like them. Believe what he tells you and move back home where you weren't appreciated when I met you. No one ever protected you from your mom, and someone should have before me. I'm done being the bad guy in all this. Especially when I had more balls to stand up for you a long time ago with them. My bad for thinking you deserved better. Now my kids are in the pic. And I'm done." Christina texted Shanann and said, "Wow mama, well said." What he said? "Sorry I passed out last night." Shanann said, "He's feeling like shit." Shanann sent Christina a copy of the texts between her and Chris. She said, "I said all that last night in person and he said, I didn't think of it that way." Christina replied, "I am glad you guys were able to lay it all out. You guys have a beautiful family and Chris loves you so much and the girls." Shanann said, "I slept on couch. I'm tired of him not having balls to stand up to his family. He's so worried of what his dad thinks if they don't talk, than to protect us. I'm not cool with that. Stand up to them for once and maybe they will grow up."
You know, I bet you that's what his intention was, not touching Shanann at all. He probably wanted her to go sleep to the couch because then he could text Nichol whenever he wanted or step away to call Nichol. And that's probably what he did most nights.
Christina replied, "Yeah, it seems to be consuming him. He needs to detach and do what's right. I get it's hard, but he has his own family to care and protect no matter what." Shanann said, "This week we started dating 8 years ago. They continued ruin everything special to me and I'm sick of it. He allows it. Our proposal, engagement party, wedding, anniversary, births etc. Exactly." 11:53 a.m., continuing their conversation, Shanann told Chris, "While it's on my mind, if I'm in the wrong that's one thing, but I'm not here, and you not standing up for us and the girls is not cool. You just make it so they feel they did no wrong and brush it under the rug. I will never trust your parents alone with our kids. Ever. This is the week we started dating 8 years ago. They ruin everything special. I won't forgive you, or them for that. I'm tired of it. I'm the one that takes care of you, not them. You are making me feel like complete shit these last several weeks, especially this week, and I'm not okay with it, and I won't change my ways when it comes to our kids. And I always defended you. Always." 11:56 a.m., Shanann added, "I'm not asking you to choose who to be with, I shouldn't have to ask you to choose right from wrong. You are not happy, then you know where to go. Worst summer ever." 12:58 p.m., Kessinger called her dad and held a 5-minute conversation. Her phone registers in Thornton. 2:10 p.m., Kessinger searched Google on topics related to marrying your mistress. Between 3:04 p.m. and 5:13 p.m., video and photographs were taken of the girls back on the trampolines at the Pavilion Park. 5:07 p.m., Kessinger left Jim a voicemail. She is still registering in Thornton. 5:50 p.m., Shanann text Christina Meacham saying, I'm seriously done. I'm not living in secret or hiding. I also don't want to live where he feels torn. Today has been in silence, but kids have filled void.
Sorry, I just want to say it's really odd that we don't have anything that the police talked to Jim about. It just states in the discovery that Jim was talked to. Doesn't say what about, doesn't say anything at all about what questions were asked, and we have no phone records from Jim. We really need those phone records, I think. That might give us a whole nother way of looking at this. And we don't have that because of the corruption, in my opinion, with the CBI, whatever.
Shanann sent pics of kids playing. She added booty. Christina replied, Oh mama. Things will get better. She is so stinking cute. Shanann said. How? Christina replied. Because you guys are strong and will work things out. Shanann said. I won't live in lies. Christina replied. You don't have to. This will get better. This so affecting the both of you in different ways. Maybe after you guys go home may be helpful to have some couples therapy. Shanann said. Can't afford that. Christina replied. But a marriage and love like yours should not end just by this. This is too soon to let this get destroyed. Shanann said. But this isn't the first time with his family. Christina replied. You guys gotta fight for your own family. Mama, don't give up. He is a good man and a good father, and you know he loves you to pieces. Shanann said. I can't fight alone. I've been fighting for 8 years. This started 8 years ago when we started dating. His mom and sister have been after destroying us since. Christina replied. Don't let them win. Shanann said. This is the worst it's gotten, and I can't do this. I can't fight my own husband. He's completely okay with this. Christina replied. Never give up and never surrender. Shanann said. I don't have it in me. These last 6 weeks have been hell. Christina replied. You will be surprised what people can do. You guys are going back to Colorado, things will calm down, Mama. Give it time. Shanann said. I'm 14 weeks pregnant and he hasn't once touched my belly or asked how my pregnancy is going.
That has to make her feel awful. And the whole time this is going on, we have Nichol sitting back there looking for wedding dresses and Googling crazy things and probably going to her spiritual advisor and just plotting and planning and calling Jim and just figuring out what she's going to do to make sure Chris chooses her. So disgusting.
That adds to this. He wanted this pregnancy. Christina replied. Have you talked to his best friend? Shanann said. They don't talk. Christina replied. Why? Shanann said. Chris doesn't talk to people. Christina replied. With something is not okay. Shanann said. He's not a great friend. He's always quiet. Christina replied. Oh. Shanann said. I know I'm wrong for this. But his deleting is text conversations to his dad. Only reason you delete is if you have something to hide.
Yep, because he had told his parents about Nichol. If they were any kind of good parents, they would have told him, go back with your family, and son, what you're doing is very stupid. But sounds like they just went along with it and didn't stop him at all.
Christina replied. Did you confront him? Shanann said. No, because I don't want him to know I looked. Christina replied. Yeah, good point. 6:44 p.m., Kessinger left Jim a voicemail. Call registered in Thornton. 7:25 p.m., Kessinger searched Google for Chris's and Shanann's Facebook accounts. 8:16 p.m., Kessinger called Jim and held a 29-minute conversation. Call registered in Broomfield. 8:49 p.m., Chris called Kessinger and held a 42-minute conversation. Her phone registered back in Thornton. Shanann texted Christina saying, "What do I say to him? I mean, I think I said enough." Christina replied, "I don't know, it's just a hard situation all around. He needs to wake up before he loses you guys." Shanann said, "He's been outside 30 minutes instead of coming to bed to talk to me. If kids were not around, there'd be no talking." Christina replied, "What is he doing?" Shanann said, "On phone." Christina replied, "Dad?" Shanann said, "Not me. I miss you." Christina replied, "Miss you too, girl. I can't wait to see you. Give you a big hug." 9:52 p.m., Shanann texted Christina Meacham again saying, "Been in bed alone for 2 hours. My mom is with us tonight. So have no idea where he is. I don't want him staying with us in Colorado. I cancelled ultrasound where we find gender out."
Okay, so at this point, she does not know that she's having a boy. Not that I know that would make much difference, but kind of would have been nice if she did know before she had gone out there. I guess it was too soon.
"I don't do well with shutting me out. I don't do well with no communication." Christina replied, "OMG mama. He really needs to talk and open up." Shanann said, "He's not excited about pregnancy. I'm losing excitement. This family shot just happened. He was excited when I found out and that died from there. What I want to say to him at this point is not nice." Christina replied, "I'm so sorry. So hard, especially you being pregnant. I want to scream at him. I can't even imagine what you want." Shanann said, "He didn't even say good night to me. Fucking asshole." Christina replied, "I just don't understand this big change in him." Shanann said, "Me either, unless there's another girl."
Exactly.
Christina replied, "It's not like you guys were having problems when you went on vacation." Shanann said, "Then it's def ducking goodbye." Christina replied, "He doesn't seem the cheating kind. He is dedicated to you guys." Shanann said, "Ha. His dad also isn't the coke kind of guy, but he did it when Chris was 18 and left for college. He took our pic off his phone and put up sand dunes. Noticed when he arrived." Christina replied, "What the hell, why would he take your guy's pic off? That's unlike him." Shanann said, "He said pic was cool. He doesn't wear wedding ring because it doesn't fit." Christina replied, "We don't wear ours because of that, and after an update I did on the phone I never put the pics of us back on it till months later." Shanann said, "But he removed our pic." Christina replied, "Yeah, now that's strange. Were you guys okay before you left?" Shanann said, "Yes, perfect." Christina replied, "I don't get it." Shanann said, "3 kids alone." 11:38 p.m., Jim called Kessinger and held a 2-minute conversation. Sunday, August 5, 2018. The Watts family pack up and drive back to Shanann's parents' house in North Carolina. Kelly Burke said the last time she had any contact with Shanann was about a week before Shanann and the girls were reported missing, approximately August 5, 2018. Kelly said Shanann was telling her that she was ready to go back to Colorado from North Carolina. 7:40 a.m., Kessinger called Jim and held a 2-minute conversation. 9:47 a.m., Shanann texted Christina Meacham saying, "Wish you were closer."
Just a note real quick. So from the 4th to the 5th, I counted at least 10 calls from Jim and Nichol.
10:26 a.m., Kessinger called Jim again and held a 4-minute conversation.
11.
12:20 p.m., Christina replied to Shanann, "Me too, Mama. How are you doing today?" Shanann said. Not good. Drove 3 hours in silence. I told him to find a place when we get back and I'm putting house on market. He said nothing. I said, I wouldn't change anything. I had the balls to protect our kids. Told him he doesn't have balls to protect our family and that's the truth. I need to move out of Colorado. Too expensive to live alone with 3 kids. I'm not moving to North Carolina.
Why?
Christina replied. Oh my God, and he says nothing. What the fuck is wrong with him? He needs to wake up. Shanann said. Nothing. He just said I love the kids. This is not the man I married. I mentioned I saw his dad texted him, and when I texted myself the pictures of the girls from his phone his dad's message was gone. Deleted. I'm not living lies. He said nothing. Christina replied. I don't understand. This is so out of character. Shanann said. Told him this week is 8 years I've been putting up with his family treating me like crap. Christina replied. You're pregnant doing all this alone, what are you going to do, Mama? Shanann said. Find a place to move to out of state. I have nothing else I can do. Cancelled 4D ultrasound and gender reveal party. I've lost excitement. I just want to sleep and cry. Worst part is I'm around my family. So, I'm acting like it's the pregnancy causing me to feel like this. Chris said today it's not my fault, yet he blamed me the other night. He's a complete asshole. And has no care about this pregnancy. I honestly wish I wasn't pregnant. Not because of the child but because they don't deserve this life. Christina replied. It's hard enough to be pregnant and on top of that separating. Shanann said. I can't do anything with someone who isn't talking to me. I'm talking to a wall. Christina replied. I don't get why is he acting this way. Shanann said. He tried using my parents as an excuse, but we were at beach 3 days alone. I wish you were closer. Housing doesn't take long to sell. I bet apartment in Colorado costs same as owning. So, I have to figure this out and where I'm going before putting house on market. Christina replied. Where would you like to live? Shanann said. Somewhere I know, someone, but not North Carolina. Christina replied. I would tell you to move here, I have plenty of space, but it would be way too expensive to get here and try to start a life with the kids. Shanann said. I don't even know where to begin besides find a place to live where I have some kind of support. Thank you, love. I'm gonna start selling things at house when I return. Take kids out of school to save money. His family gets what they wanted. Christina replied. I wish he would at least react and try to fight for you. Shanann said. There's nothing. I wish to. But I'm not fighting alone. I will fight alone without him. Christina replied. The kids are the ones that will suffer the most about all this. But is better than to be in a home that there is not love or fights all the time.
Exactly. And this shows us again that she was willing. She would have. It would have broken her heart to leave Chris, but she would have done it for the betterment of her children. And he couldn't just do it. He couldn't just let her go because he didn't have the balls to tell her. Is that what it was? Or I don't understand all this. I just don't get it. It just does not make sense that he would have done this alone. Don't see it. Not at all.
Shanann said. I don't even know if I can take kids out of state. I don't expect him to fight me. Christina replied. Most states legally no, unless with his consent. I feel for the girls. Their world is about to change, the school that they are striving on, their friends. Everything. Shanann said. That's why I can't stop crying. Christina replied. And I don't get how he is okay with all this. That's a big change from the guy I've met. 3:10 p.m., Kessinger's mom called her and held a 2-minute conversation. Kessinger's phone registers in Thornton. 3:15 p.m., Shanann texted Chris saying, "Are you wanting to go to see just more tomorrow? Or family too?" Chris replied, "I was hoping both. If not, that's okay too. I want to see more in the morning if possible." "You wanted the girls to see her too, right?" Shanann said. "If both then that's fine, but alone. If just more we will go. They saw her twice and they can go again, but I'm standing strong with your family. You can use the truck and see both, but I just need to know. I'm not going to be reason you don't see them. So, if you do, you just go." 3:28 p.m., Chris replied, "I know they would love to see more one more time. I bet more would love to see them too since she remembers them. I don't want to leave anyone without a car here though either. Should I have someone pick me up at nursing home so the girls can still see more?" Shanann said, "I'm not going to be where there's a chance we will run into your family. I'm not kidding, Christopher. I'm having a bad experience these last few days with my pregnancy and I'm spotting. I'm not dealing with it. Have your parents pick you up when kids go down tonight then and do what you need to." 3:28 p.m., Shanann texted Christina saying, "Mine too. I'm so sick to my stomach, constipated and exhausted." Shanann sent her this picture of herself. Christina replied, "Oh sweetheart, you look exhausted." Shanann
Does.
said, "I need a shower." Christina replied, "Wish I could hug you right now. You have any close friends there you can just relax and hang out with? No kids, just you to decompress." Shanann said, "I'm going to Arizona. Addie." Christina replied, "Good." Shanann said, "Nikki, I'm close to." She had no idea anything is wrong. Shanann sends the texts Chris has sent her about visiting his grandmother, and family. Shanann said, "Like how is concerned. Reading this shows me Nicole Atkinson now knows about the problems." Shanann said she had no idea, not she has no idea. Showing me she knows now. Christina replied, "I know, just weird all this." 3:33 p.m., Chris texts Shanann again saying, "I want kids to see more. I will make sure there is zero chance anyone will see them." 3:36 p.m., Kessinger left her mom a voicemail. Call registered in Thornton. Straight after at 3:36 p.m., Kessinger's mom called her back and held a 10-minute conversation. Kessinger still in Thornton. 7:16 p.m., Christina texts Shanann saying, "Mama, what's Nicola's husband name?" Shanann said, "Ken. He's going to his parents tomorrow." Christina replied, "To stay?" Shanann said, "No." Christina replied, "You staying with kids?" Shanann said, "Yep, they will be with me. Standing my ground." They ducked up. "Not me. No show at her party, blocked us on Facebook, no text for her birthday to me or Chris. Nothing in 4 weeks. Put my daughter's life in danger, teaching other to lie. I'm not caving. I'd be same way if it was my parents." Christina replied, "True, I know you wouldn't expect anything less." Shanann said, "I haven't cancelled ultrasound yet, but not excited and don't want Chris there. It's this Wednesday. We were supposed to have gender reveal party next weekend." Christina replied, "You should still have it, celebrate your baby. It's not the baby's fault everything that is happening. I wish I was there, I would totally go with you." Shanann said, "But I'm not happy." Christina replied, "I know." Shanann said, "How do I celebrate? I'd just cry." Christina replied, "It is a life." Shanann said, "That's not how I pictured this." Christina replied, "I know." Shanann sent a quote by Isaac Cobveruno and asked, "Do I text this to Chris?" Christina replied, It's perfect what it's saying. Shanann said. I have no problem with you seeing your family. When your dad asked to see the kids at the beach, you should have said no, but I'd love to meet with you alone on Monday to discuss how you treated my family. Instead of staying, you had to talk to me. I need you stand up for what's right, not by avoiding conflict. By trying to avoid conflict, you allowed them to get between us. I will never change how protective I am for our children. They are my life, and I can't imagine life without them. Do I send this to him? Christina replied. What about how you feel about him? Do you see your life without him? Shanann said. What do I say? Christina replied. What does your heart tells you? Not your head. Shanann said. Haha, I can't put it into writing. Shanann sent a pic of Chris on the other couch.
There
My
it is.
life. Christina replied. Do you want him in your life? Do you want to fix things? Most important, do you love him? Can you approve my call in Team Extreme, please? Shanann said. Yes. Christina replied. Thank you. 8:28 p.m., Shanann sent Chris the screenshot of a quote by Isaac Coveruno. Husbands, stand up for your wife and protect her from the attacks that come from the people close to you. Let your family and friends know that when it comes to your wife and marriage, there is a line they cannot cross. If you have to take sides, then always take your wife's side. From the day you said I do, your wife displaces your parents, friends, and siblings. Apart from God, your wife now occupies and assumes the privileged first place of honor in your life. Oftentimes it requires that you lovingly stand up for your wife in front of your parents, especially your mother. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no mother, father, brother, sister, friend, or boss separate. 10:24 p.m., Shanann
That's a good
texted
one.
Chris saying, I don't know how you fell out of love with me in 5.5 weeks, or if this has been going on for a long time, but you don't plan another baby if you're not in love. Kids don't deserve a broken family. I left you, you couldn't take your hands off me. You show up and I have to practically ask for a kiss in airport. 10:33 p.m., Chris called Kessinger and held an 89-minute conversation. Her phone registered in Thornton. Chris is now too busy to answer Shanann. 10:34 p.m., Shanann said. Being away from you, it's not the help I missed because I handle that. It was exhausting. But with school that's not hard. I missed the smell of you, you touching me when I'm cooking, you touching me in bed, you touching me period. I missed holding you and snuggling with you. I missed eating with you, watching TV with you. I missed staring at you, I missed making love with you. I missed everything about you. I couldn't wait to touch you, hold you, kiss you, make love to you, smell you, laugh with you. I couldn't wait to celebrate 8 years with you. If you are done, don't love me, don't want to work this out, not happy anymore and only staying because of kids, I need you to tell me. 11 p.m., Shanann asked Chris. Would you stay with me if we didn't have kids? 11:09 p.m., Shanann also said. I just don't get it. You don't fall out of love in 5 weeks. How can you sleep? Our marriage is crumbling in front of us, and you can sleep. Shanann texted Christina again and said, You're welcome. Chris is a ducking asshole. Christina replied. Why, what he said? Shanann said. In middle of me verbally talking to him. He thought I was done. He said I'm gonna go sleep with girls, leaving me to sleep on the ducking couch. My fucking back. I sat up last night and held Celeste because of an ear infection. My back and neck are throbbing. Christina replied. Oh my God. Shanann said. Oh my God, I fucking hate him. Christina replied. What the fuck? Shanann said. Why did you get me pregnant? I thought you wanted another baby. What the fuck? Christina replied. Who is this guy? That I recalled you were the one that didn't. Shanann said. Why did you want another baby? I wanted a boy. Why are you married to me? Because we love each other. You can't look me in the eyes. It's midnight. Christina replied. First, you can't just get pregnant and expect which sex the baby is going to be. That stupid. And if he loves you, he needs to wake up and show you with all the fire in him. Shanann said. I told him I don't know who this person is, but the person I left 7 weeks ago would have answered differently. Why are you married to me? Because we love each other. He said that all he can think of to say at the moment. I told him why I married him and why I'm still married to him. Which took a few paragraphs, not a mutual answer. I said you love me because I'm the mother of your kids. You're not in love with me. I told him I think he enjoyed single life too well. And that I think he may realize he prefers to be alone. He's not in love with me. A person still madly in love can find what to say. He responded, I don't want to lose the kids. I walked away in tears since I couldn't take anymore.
Can you imagine how you would feel if you were fighting for your marriage and that's all your husband could say? Couldn't say, I love you, couldn't just take you into his arms and just hug you, make you feel better. Nothing. I mean, he couldn't just. Nichol had to have really just everything about Shanann that he shared. She had to have turned it around and made Shanann look so evil because he did love her. I mean, they were best friends and lovers and in love before she left. So even if you fall out of love with somebody, there's still some kind of love there. You know what I'm saying? There's still a friendship there. You still genuinely care about the person, but something happened, whether it was some kind of stuff she was doing to Chris or just talking Shanann down, whatever, it just worked very well because he couldn't even hug his wife while she was crying and begging just for anything, any kind of affection, attention, any kind of words.
If you are done, don't love me, don't want to work this out, not happy anymore and only staying because of kids, I need you to tell me.
This is the second, third time she's just said, tell me, tell me. If he had any balls at all, he would have just told her. Then she could have picked up and left, and we would have this beautiful family still here, minus Chris.
Christina replied. What he said? Shanann said. Nothing, he's probably sleeping. Christina
Probably
replied.
not.
Oh yeah, it's late there. You need to go sleep too, Mama. Shanann said. I walked away sent 15 minutes later. He's obviously not in it. He's not fighting. He's not in love. He's checked out. I can't sleep. Christina replied. That's hard. You can love someone and not being in love, it's a hard situation. You can work on being in love again, that's what I've been doing. Cassie Rosenberg said Shanann sent her the texts that she said she had sent to Chris about the incident in North Carolina between her and his parents about their children. Shanann is not sorry for what she said to his mother and says that she loves her kids. She also addresses the distance between her and Chris in the text. Shanann sent Cassie what she texted Chris in the middle of the night. Cassie asked what Chris said. Shanann said he said nothing, and then she said he replied that he loves the kids. He asked Shanann if the kids could see his parents and she told him no. She said she is standing her ground. She said they have not made contact in 4 weeks, no show for her party and said nothing for her birthday. Cassie expressed that she is shocked that Chris had not said a word about what she said to him, and that he needs to open up and talk to Shanann about everything.
You know, I wonder if Chris's parents, the Watts, even have any regrets now to this day, or like feel bad about the way they treated Shanann, wish it had gone different, anything. I really wonder if they feel anything about Shanann. I mean, I'm sure they miss their grandkids in whatever way because they didn't seem like they really cared too much about them in the first place. And they were always rude to Shanann's family and Shanann, so you got to respect the mother of your grandkids as well. But I just wonder if still to this day, do they not regret the way they treated her? That would be very sad.
clear the air and work on it and then work on the issue with his parents. Shanann says she has been trying to talk to him for 4 days and he has not said anything in return. She says it is okay. Cassie asks if that is really what she and he wants. Shanann says it is not, but she also is not going to live like this. She is not going to be ignored and not loved. She says he is going to his parents tomorrow. Cassie suggests they talk with someone when they get home as throwing away what they have together is not okay. Shanann says she cannot and will not fight alone. She needs a man that has the balls to protect his family, even when it comes to his own blood. She said he is a totally different person from the guy she has known for 8 years. Said she would not change a thing and calls herself a saint for not telling his mom that she is a narcissist stupid bitch and just said they were done and never coming back.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
They discuss that they will see each other Friday and will split the room price. Part 9. Coming.
All right, guys, let me know if you want to continue with this. I hope it's not like too boring. I am totally into it because I've read the discovery and this kind of helps put it together all in imagery. So let me know if you want to go down and do the next part. It'll be our part 3. I mean, the first ones, they were not really credible to our timeline or the murder. It was just like pre-things. But if you guys want to see them, let me know too. But I'll leave the link in the description also. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye.